All the notes I took this weekend. Trying to talk the offense. Don't need them anymore. I was wearing this shirt last night. I love this shirt. My interlocking LSU shirt. I'll bring it to the Go Deep Dive Bonfire. We need a purge. Whatever underwear you were wearing last night, your shirt, your lucky shirt, your favorite shirt, whatever you ate for dinner last night goes for us and the players. No more. I'm just kidding. Look, if you're looking for me to be screaming and yelling tonight about this LSU baseball team, I'm not going to be that guy. Yeah, say much else. Guys, we're 11-2. I'm not going to bring up last night's game. I'm not going to dive into the Northeastern game very much. I'm going to talk about a few things, a few highlights, a few things I'm very, very excited about. But we're not going to talk about it too much. I bet we all want to get it out of our system. The Tigers are good, man. We are good. Do we need to work on some things? Yes. Are we all mad or upset? Yeah. But I promise you, nobody is upset more than those guys. I was speaking to somebody yesterday, and we were speaking about a player on the team. I'm not going to say who I was speaking to or what player because, privacy. This player was 0-13 going into last night. Now, his 0-13 was not bad. It's not terrible. It wasn't 13 strikeouts. But it was eating him up, he told me. It was eating him up. And that broke my heart because the kid is good. The kid's playing really well, and he's just catching some bad breaks. But I promise you, this team cares. And they are fighting. We're going to get into a lot of that tonight. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what your thoughts are around this team. Let the chat run. Dive in. Tell me everything you need to know. Tell me everything you want to say. Get it all out now. Because we have the YouTube Classic coming up tomorrow night against ULL. For all those who dust their crawfish. I call it the YouTube Classic because we're not going to put the YouTube channel name out there. We're not going to do that. It's not time to burn the city down. It's not time to go crazy. We're going to be good. We're going to be good. Now, I want to thank all of you for being in here tonight. I want to thank all of you for joining. Let's go to the chat a little bit and see what is that thing doing and see what's going on. Oh, G Moose, my boy Moosey. What's up, guys? What's up, buddy? Babbitt on the Bayou. What's up, buddy? Make sure you check out Babbitt on the Bayou, guys. And, of course, the venerable AP. What is up, my guy? Now, I want to talk about something real quick. Get this out of the way so that we can move on to bigger and better things. This got put out today by LSU Baseball. The writers have us unanimously as a 2 seed. If you're worried about our national rankings 13 games into the season, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Rankings don't win championships. Rankings don't win championships. If rankings did, let's give the title, let's give the trophy to UCLA, and LSU football should have been in the playoffs last year. They weren't. Why weren't they? Because they weren't as good as their preseason rankings or their early season rankings. There's a lot of chatter going on about firing a baseball coach, firing a pitching coach. I'm trying to walk a fine line here, not because I'm worried about anybody, just because I'm not that guy who's going to burn it all down. But I'm going to talk about some things that some people may not really like or enjoy, and that's fine. I'm not here. I'm here to please y'all. I'm here to entertain you guys, but I'm not here to lie to you. A lot of people are talking about fight. Guys, they're not going to fight like you think you want them to. I said this last week. You're not going to have the Jared Jones standing in front of home plate yelling at the Tennessee pitcher saying FUP word. Jared Jones himself said on Mic'd Up later on, that was a moment he had to learn from and grow from and mature. This is the most mature team Jay Johnson's had at LSU. And still last night, Big Papa Zach York wanted to eat a pitcher. And I want you to realize something. I want you to notice something for me. If you go back and watch, if you find the game tape, you go back and watch that moment after Zach York's walking to first base and Jay Johnson calls an offensive timeout to go talk to him. I hate to say this and act like I'm saying something definite. Jay is not, everyone loves Jay, but Jay is not all the players play around coach, if you've noticed. The players don't make funny faces with Jay or do funny things with Jay during the game. You see him do it with Josh Jordan, Chief Wanaka, Coach Simpson, Coach Tucko. Why? Because Jay has a respectful gap between the players and him. He is the head coach. He has to have that. And like I said, I watched Jay hard. And yesterday when he walked out there and talked to Zach York, he told him that's not acceptable. But also he knows those players want to play hard for him. The players want to play hard for him. And he made sure Zach York didn't get caught up worrying about upsetting Jay. And he kind of had a chuckle with him. Same goes for John Pearson. Now, Cooper Williams came out last night, and he started off well. It was electric stuff. Not my words, Jay's. And in the second inning, I can't remember off the top of my head right now, John Pearson had some defensive woes. John knows John is fighting for playing time. He's had a hot bat, and he knows that maybe there's some spots at first base where he could possibly find some playing time at times. He was fighting. He was fighting so hard he got in his own way. It's simple. The ball that was hit towards between first and second that Pearson ran to, kind of stopped, ran back to, grabbed, and tried to run back to first base. That's him just trying to do too much. And that's what happens when these guys fight. They're fighting. No, they're not going to throw bats in the dugout. No, they're not going to toss coolers. Man, it's not like it's not a football game, guys. They're fighting. And yeah, the young guys came in. Did the young guys talk crap? Did they throw bats or balls? No, they focused. They focused. There's a blessing and a curse of baseball. And I talk about this a lot. The blessing is you always have tomorrow. You always have tomorrow. You had a bad game, hey kid, give him tomorrow. There's 56 games in a regular season. You can always pick it up. The bad part is there's so many games you never really forget the day before coming from a fan base. You never really forget. And that can be detrimental to a fan base. I promise you these guys are fighting. I promise you these guys are fighting. I want to get off that subject. I want to get off of it. But I want to highlight one more thing from last night's game, and then I think we need to burn the jerseys. Also, wait, timeout. Timeout. Let me bring this back up. LSU uniform tracker. Fired the pitching coach. We're not going to address that. But he did shout out the jerseys that day with purple tops and pinstripe bottoms. Never wear that uniform combo again. Woo, never wear that uniform combo again. But the guy I want to highlight, and I wish I had a graphic for him, the guy I want to highlight is Eddie Yaman. Guys, if you heard Jay talk about last night, talk about there are options in the dugout and on the bench that he's going to be using here on out. He's talking about Eddie Yaman. Harden got in, and Harden looked great. Harden looked good. He's talking about Eddie Yaman. Ruckert and Klaus are not replacing Dardar Simpson or Milam. He's talking about Yaman. He's going to get some ABs this weekend. Eddie Yaman is a clubhouse guy. He is a clubhouse favorite. And last night was awesome to see because the kid he's done his job. He redshirted last year. He came to play. He redshirted and was the biggest cheerleader right next to Gavin Guidry, right there in the bench. And last night he came in and put on a show and put a ball on an international flight in the left field. 13. Add a baby. Let's get into some of your chats here. I'm going to try to go back and kind of look at some things. Again, fill the chat up, man. Fill the chat up. I want to hear everybody's complaints and of course. Do better. Be better. Nunez over at Go Deep Dive as well. Make sure you go check that out after this show. I would love nothing more than to roll up to Reds Health Club in Lafayette on Thursday morning in my purple and gold. Well, you should. This game really didn't used to mean a lot. It didn't really used to mean a lot. Then they decided to go after our beloved professor of economics who speaks Creole. The boys know about him. They're gonna be fine. Babin, did they watch the pitching staff this weekend before Monday? Oh, you're talking about uniform tracker. I hope he did. Let's talk about that real quick. Fired A. Yeski. Okay. For the first time since Jay's been here, we have a consistent pitching coach who doesn't want to leave. I forget who we had in 22. I'll be completely honest about that. Now, we had Wes Johnson in 23, and then here comes Nate Yeski. And the pitching staff has only gotten better every year. They keep breaking the strikeout record opening weekend. And I want to address this. It's a lot of hate on Case and Evans. It's a lot of hate. This is from John Eads over at WAFB. Make sure shout out John Eads, the hardest working man in Baton Rouge. This starts from Cade Anderson, who now pitches for the Seattle Mariners organization, who's doing a phenomenal job, and Case and Evans in their first starts. Do you see something here? Do you see something? Look real hard. I don't have the graphic, but this weekend I was on X, which is a cesspool of everything. And Jason Armstrong over at Inside LSU Baseball made a post, and somebody said, I was asking, when do you shake up the weekend rotation? And I asked Jason, why would you shake up the weekend rotation? I was legitimately asking Jason that because I was just curious on his opinion. And the guy told me that Schmitty looks like a Friday guy and Kasem looks like a Sunday guy. What nobody seems to remember is this is the first time we've had a Sunday guy. And also, I'll say it, Cooper Moore has been the best starting pitcher we've had on this team this year. Cooper Moore has been phenomenal. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Leave the rotation alone. Friday night, people are going to bag on Kaysen. He had a great outing. I don't care what you say. His defense failed him. His defense failed him. Cooper's doing great. And Schmitty, well, look at this from my buddy David Billiot. That's his line from Sunday. Can he keep it up? God, I hope so. This is the first time where you can go into a weekend series in the SEC, which you're going to have a big test coming up in Vanderbilt and a very ruckus environment in Nashville, where you can confidently say you have the pitchers you need, you have the rotation, you have the staff you need to put up a fight. And y'all want to fire the pitching coach. Like I told you earlier, it's hard to forget bad things. It's hard to forget problems. If LSU would have came out last night and beat Northeastern 25-0 and run ruled them, the fan base would still be complaining about Dartmouth giving us problems. Don't be box score fans. Don't be team record fans. Northeastern's not the team that the record showed they were when they came into Baton Rouge. And also, remember, you're the reigning national champions. You've won 2 out of 3 years. You are everyone's World Series. You're not going to get anybody's weakest blow. They're going to come to fight. They're going to come to fight. And I'm still getting used to this guy, so my mind gets lost sometimes. I want to ask everyone in the chat, everyone watching, a quick question. What do you expect out of this team? What do you expect? The reason I ask that is everyone got really upset about the not blowing somebody out, not run ruling Northeastern or Dartmouth this weekend. Okay. I think we've had like 3 or 4 run rules this year. But let's kind of go back through the season. Friday game against Milwaukee, all right, February 13th. You run ruled them. Do y'all remember that the game was 5-2 going into the bottom of the 6th? And then the 7th inning, you put 6 runs up to make it 10-4, 10-5. Do you remember that? Do you remember the Sunday game? We run ruled them. It was a little bit better. We stepped on it a little bit, but they were never really out of the game. Schmitty pitched well. We had a lot of work from our back end, but it was never really out of the game. Nichols. Stepped on Nichols a good bit, but that first half of that first inning was kind of worrisome. Right? Indiana. The Friday game against Indiana and Jacksonville. It was 3-2 going into the top of the 5th. Aside from UCF, this team has not put their foot on somebody's throat and truly dominate a game. I don't know why everybody thinks that's going to happen right now. I really don't. I haven't showed that. Have they looked bad this week? Yeah. Starting from McNeese. They looked bad. The Kent State game wasn't a fun game at times. I don't know what you expect from this fan base. I don't know what you expect from this baseball team when they haven't showed that they're going to just step on people's throats. I don't know. Let's get to some chats real quick. See what's going on. Zach Nunez. My mouse will work. I just want to know what Jay said Sunday because obviously whatever it was did not work. No, it did not. What's up, Cobra? The Fighting Tigers. And they're going to be more of the Cardiac Cats this year. They're going to be more of the Cardiac Cats this year. Bill Yacht, Jason Kelly. Thank you. I forgot. Jason Kelly was a great pitching coach. Stan, what's up, baby? At S Reedy on X. Go follow him. Great guy. Let's talk about this real quick. Man, I think Harden might get a look in left field. Just look different coming off the bat. I know he's a more natural left fielder than both Reeves and Simpson. And he's a left fielder. He's going to be your starting left fielder next year if nothing else changes. I want to talk about this. Now, I'm going to preface this with saying I'm not Jay Johnson. I'm not an expert in the field. I've worked in this side of baseball for a little while, a few years back. I'm educated in it. I'm not an expert. So when I say this is an opinion. I saw last night why Daniel Harden is not playing more. And it's not because of his ability. It's consistency. And I know that's rich right now coming from what we saw last night. There's something in his swing that's not consistent, and that's why. Now, if that gets worked out, yeah, he needs to see more time in left field. He does. But there is a hitch in his swing. Me and Zach Nunez actually talked about it today. He agreed. And Zach also has a background that can be trusted in this. There's a hitch in that swing that it's subtle, but I think it's just probably a nerve thing. Remember, he is a freshman, but he does look like Jay Mitch in the box. All right, let's talk about this. In the last 5 games, we left like 45 runners on base. That's got to change with SEC play coming up. Yeah, it does. This year, I'm not as worried about the runners on the left on base statistic. Why? This is going to be a better offensive team. Now, I know that's rich coming off what we just came from this past weekend and yesterday. But they are going to be a better offensive team. Swinging the bats well and putting guys on base, you're going to leave guys on. And I know I'm keep going my computer, guys. I apologize. There's just a lot of stuff I want to bring up. You know what? I'm not going to go there. We're going to talk about the Sunday game against Dartmouth because aside from last night, that was the worst game of the weekend for our Tigers. And I want to talk about the at-bats. I sat down Sunday night and charted every single at-bat, every pitch, what the pitch was, where it was. I'm not as worried about the offense because I did that for Sunday's game, Friday's game, and I couldn't find Saturday's game anywhere because ESPN sucks and they blacked it out. They're not having bad at-bats. And if they're having short pitch at-bats, it's because they're putting the ball in play and they're not striking out a lot. This team has found a rut, and we got to remember how many they've played 13 games in 3 weeks. They've played a lot of baseball. And David Billy, I was talking to him earlier. He says they kind of look tired, and I hate to give them that excuse because they're D1 athletes. Like people will bring up, well, they're seeing lower velocity. But they need to be able to adjust. And playing as much as baseball as they are still students. But let's be real about that. It is wearing. It is wearing on them. I know they have to have either today or Thursday off And I don't think Jay gave him off today. So hopefully they get some rest and fix the play. Zach Nunez. Even if Cason's not as good as Moore or Schmidt, keep your advantage on day 2 and 3. That's keep saying. If Moore is your best pick, now if Jay Johnson moves Cooper Moore to Friday, am I going to throw a fit? No. I don't think he does it though, because he's a mismatch on Saturday, no matter what it is, who you play. But just be happy you have 3 weekend starters. We don't have to Johnny Holstaff Sunday. Now we do need to find somebody to come in behind Schmitty in relief, because it's a blessing to use 4 pitchers going into Sunday. Case and Guidry, Cooper, Sheeran, if Sheeran keeps it up. And then you have Schmitty. You got to find somebody to come in and be the backstop for him. It's not going to be Zach Cowan right now. Maverick Grizzly looked good until he lost it quick. I don't know who you put there. Grant Fano came in last night. He showed some promise. Jaden Newt, if he works it out, I think he gets to start tomorrow night against ULL. But I don't know who you put there. Stan. Staff looks good. Cason's still settling in. The only thing has to really dial in. Only thing he has to do is the breaking ball. Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, he started showing that breaking ball curveball in College World Series last year. Now, granted, I know it's an off season. He should have worked on it. I know. But it happens, and it happens. I expect to get to Omaha and compete for a national championship. Oh, well, I expect from him. I promise you right now, Cobra, the only reason I have not booked my Airbnb in Omaha is A, I'm going to try to come stay with you. B is work. I got to make sure I get off of work because I still have a job. So I still have a job. Zach Nunez. Not unrealistic to expect them to win a national championship. This team is just not playing. It's capable of that. You're right. You are absolutely right. Brad James, Paulie J, seeing the GOAT 15 jersey makes me happy every time I see it. Are you on YouTube? Yes, I am. It's at Walk It Off Talk on YouTube. It's the same little, not that one, but the white one that's on X. Now, let me pull up another graphic real quick. Let's do this real quick. Shout out to the Nostradamuses for the week as of right now. Mr. Robbie Plaisance, Cobra, David Billiot, and Miss Missy won the William Schmidt ball, which I will show it to you, but I don't have it. But I do have the Tommy White JSA certified baseball up for grabs this week. And I do have something special for you guys coming, either after the next person wins or start of SEC play. However you want to go with that. Now, do I want to be mean? I don't know. No, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean. I want to start this segment where we talk about the bad takes and just kind of put up screenshots for everybody, but I don't want to do that tonight. There's enough meanness going on. I'm just honestly kind of frustrated at there's a big difference between LSU baseball fans and LSU/college baseball fans. LSU baseball fans do not have a short memory. They have a long memory. They hold on to things, and it's kind of showing itself. And it's frustrating. It's kind of deflating. Like, I wish people would look at baseball a little differently, but we don't here. We don't. Let me see something real quick. Oh, I didn't know that. Harden's a junior. Well, I'm an idiot. I'll be first to admit that. Harden's a junior. I'm really trying my best not to be mean tonight, guys. Like it's not. I know how frustrating last night was, and trust me, I had a hard time watching the game myself. You got your pants pulled down and just spanked. But I want to flush it. But it's hard to flush it because we've had issues with the offense all week. Is it approach? Is it talent you're playing? Is it? It's not coaching. I'm gonna keep saying that it's not coaching. Bam Bayou, Cowan is just not the same guy. We haven't. No, he's not. He's not. I don't care where we ranked right now, as long as May comes around and we're in the top 8. That's all that matters. Yeah. And so let's kind of look ahead to SEC plays. Our first test is in Vanderbilt next weekend. So you have the midweek this week. You have 5 games. 5 games to figure it out. Can they do it? I'm telling you guys, I looked through the numbers. The at bats are not bad. They are putting together good at bats. They're seeing a lot of pitches. Most of the at bats I charted started off 0-1, 0-2. No, sorry. 2-0, 1-0. They're not swinging that junk. They're not striking out. They're just getting beat. I mean, perfect example. Last night, Seth Dardar, who has been, some would say, struggling at the plate. I'm texting another buddy of mine, and we're talking about Dardar, and I'm like, here we go. He's gonna start the rally. Let's go. And hits a CNI single up the middle, and guess what? They had him shaded perfectly. Shifted perfectly on him. Guy still bobbled it, thankfully, for Dardar, but they're figuring out how to play you, and they're doing a good job of it. It's tough. It's tough. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. It's tough. Miss Melody, I told you to come in here. You missed it. You missed it. LSU baseball fans have football brains. You're right. Oh, I'm hitting buttons I shouldn't be hitting. Okay. Stan, it seems like they're consistently taking the first pitch. I think the pitchers noticed that. They were grooving the first pitch a lot later in the game. So let's talk about that. So, and it's not directed at you, Stan. This is not directed at you. You'll have fans complain about they need to jump on first pitch. And then if they start jumping on first pitch and they're not getting base hits, they're going to complain that they're jumping on the first pitch and not seeing more pitches in the at bat. You can't win. You can't win. Jay has a plan for every game on scouting reports of opposing pitchers. Now, in the beginning of the year, before you get into SEC play, they are kind of moot, in my opinion. If coming into the season, you'd had a scouting report on Maverick Rizzi looking at what he did in summer ball, you just said, Coach, we're cooked. He looked great in summer ball. He hasn't been the same Maverick Rizzi he was in summer ball. That's why those scouting reports, in my eyes, are moot because it just doesn't translate to play on the field. And guys can grow, and you're not going to get a lot of tape from Northeastern guys. And let's be honest, that Northeastern team that beat us last night, they're not the team that came in with their losing record. They got their first win on Friday against Grambling State. They didn't look like that team because they're not that team. Their coach's last name starts with G and it ends with Lavin. His brother is Tom Glavin, Hall of Fame pitcher for the Braves. The guy knows ball. He knows how to coach. He was coaching up in the 8th inning. He wasn't just taking that game for what it was. He he's coaching up and he's doing a good job with that team. They're a really good team. A really good team. So first pitch, jump on first pitch. Okay. You jump on first pitch, post a guy like Glavin on the dugout sees that. He goes, okay, well, give York changeups. First pitch changeup. I know Yorkie didn't like that changeup last night. Down 10. So if you can complain, I'm not saying this about you, Stan. If you're gonna complain about not attacking first pitch, you kind of it's moving. It's moving a direction where you can never enjoy the game. And I'm gonna give you a peek behind the curtain. I never planned on starting this. Before this season started, I was going to the scrimmages. I was having fun. I was trying to let people on X know what's going on at the scrimmages. I took a couple of videos of some bombs and I was having fun. Then I met some friends. They pulled me on shows and they talked me into doing this. And I'm appreciative of it for many reasons. But for one, I get to watch baseball in a different light now. I still enjoy the game, but I can't be reactionary during the game. I can't go start a fire outside out of the box. And I love it because now I get to watch baseball and say, okay, what's going on here? And try to figure everything out. And I wish more people would look at it like that. And you would enjoy the game a lot more. Baseball is such a cerebral sport. It's such a mental sport. One of the biggest quotes is from Yogi Berra, 90% of the game is half mental. I know it doesn't make sense, but 90% of the game is half mental. And he say that to get people to loosen up. Because it doesn't make sense. You have to go into at bats and plays one pitch at a time. And speaking about fighting and showing how they're fighting, if you look at a Jay Johnson coach team, you always see them in the box going, taking deep breaths, trying to lower their heart rate because he doesn't want them playing on emotion, guys. He doesn't want that. He wants them to be composed, focus on the next pitch. They are fighting. Nobody cares more, I promise you, whether you live in Baton Rouge, whether you live in Texas watching a game, whether anything, no one cares more than the guys in that dugout. And I hear a lot of people saying they're a national championship team. They should know how to win. Most of the guys on that field have not played for a national championship. Let me get back. Let's look at the numbers. Has Reeves? Yes. He's not a starter. Has Simpson? No. Curiel? Yes. Brown? Yes. York? No. Dardar? No. Milam? Yes. Caraway? No. But he's been in Omaha. Aaron Beatty? Yes, but he didn't play a lot. Evans? Yes. Moore? No. Schmidt? Yes, no. Because Schmidt didn't pitch a lot no more. And you can't take last year's successes and carry them over. It doesn't work like that in baseball. Doesn't work like that in baseball. But Stan, I'm sorry I kind of went on a bunch of tangents there talking about going after first pitch or not. I'm honestly just kind of wore out today with everything. Well, yeah, ban the shift. Yeah, I wish they would ban the shift. It is. To me, it loses the luster of baseball and the tradition of it. And I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. Zach Nunez, I complain about first pitch thing a lot, just a preference thing. Yeah, look, I'll tell you this. When I played, I loved first pitch fastballs. I wanted to go in on the first pitch fastball every time. Every time. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't always work like that. Cowan has been struggling with fastball command. Now he's leaving that changeup up in the zone, and it's getting smashed. Yes, it's like I put last night on on X. I said if you leave it up, it usually is going to stay up. Usually going to stay up and get out of the park. I don't know what's up with some of these guys now. For all the negativity surrounding Casey Evans at times, one thing I can say is he's fought back through adversity. He's shown you that against Indiana that Friday with that 46-pitch inning, coming back throwing 2 straight 8-pitch innings. This Friday, he fought through a defense failing him behind him and pitched well. Is he not getting deep enough in games? No, he's not. But a lot of that also falls on the defense behind him failing. We had 4 errors last night, guys. 4 errors. And I know everybody's really high on defense right now because we had the best defensive team that LSU baseball has ever had, period, last year. It's not the same defense. And I don't want to bag on guys like John Pearson who go out there and are trying their best and they're just getting their own way, but you can't expect the same things from last year. It's a different team. It's a different team. Miss Melody, Northeastern is never crap. They're not. They're not. Robbie, I'm disappointed in you, buddy. You're missing something in there. You're missing the second L. And he says, of all games, just beat ULL tomorrow so they can pipe it down. One, we need to beat ULL for our Creole economics teacher. 2, we need to get off Schneid. But the unless they go out there and they straight up just obliterate them tomorrow, and no one's gonna be quiet about that, Robbie. I'm sorry. And it's a shame. It's legitimately a shame. I wish they would. AP, I know I see this, but don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. It's been a tough week this week, guys. This weekend has been you're saying it wrong. I'm adding the second L. I'm not trying to bite off of you, buddy. I'm trying to let you have that. The UL. L. So I'm not even going to get into this weekend's games. We're going to go over that Thursday at 6. I'm going to try to keep the 6 o'clock time pretty standard. If that works for everybody, let me know what y'all think about that. But I can't get comfortable in this chair. I need a new chair. I'm not going to get into that this week. I want to see this game tomorrow night against the Cajuns, who dust their crawfish on the west side of the state. Can we all just please go into that game tomorrow night with an open mind? Can we all just go in there with an open mind? Can we all just do a computer refresh, control, delete your brain on all the baseball you watched this year and just go into an open mind? I see Newt starting. Don't know who else they would have to start. But the more and more I just sit here and think about this team, I'm disappointed, but I'm excited because we have the ability and we have the talent to do some great things this year, guys. The SEC is loaded. It's loaded. They have a lot of good teams this year. They always do. It's very similar. I call it high A baseball. A lot of people say double A or triple A. It's not. It's high A baseball. They have a lot of work cut out for them over the next 5 games. Have a lot of work ahead of them in the next 5 games. Can they do it? Guys, I believe in Dardar. Yes, I believe in Dardar. You're going to be a hard pressed to see me get low on Dardar. Zach York, I'm high on. Jake Brown, of course. Jake Brown's ripping the cover off the ball. You have a lot of guys in the lineup who are doing well. Guys I'm worried about. Beatty. Worried about Beatty. I'm kind of worried about Curiel. But it's not time to hit the panic button. Tonight, you're going to be able to find shows that you're going to go watch, and they're going to lose their minds and rants, and they have every right to. They're not wrong. But it's not time to hit the panic button. Let's all get together. We can do it tonight. I know it's warm outside, but let's get the bonfire going. Let's sing Kumbaya and Neck and burn all the gear we wore last night. Well, I look at it like this. The best game we had this year was UCF. Now, I'm not saying anything was stolen, but maybe we need to go steal some stuff out of the clubhouse to get their act right. LSU Melly, blow Nintendo cartridges, gonna be good. Look, a lot of people in the chat may be too young to know that, but I remember. Good as new. Big Ted Lasso fan here. Believe. Yes, you must believe. Just believe, guys. Believe in Jay Johnson. Believe in Jay Johnson. Melly. B is going to figure out. He's going to have to. There's a new catcher on the scene. Eddie Yaman's showing that he's not a waste of talent on the bench. All right, let's get to this. Sophomore slump is real. They'll come out of it. Yes and no. There's things I'm seeing with Beatty that I don't like has he gotten better defensively behind the plate? Yes, he has. Like I've said probably on either on this show or other shows, there was a joke that was made by Coach Simpson during one of the spring scrimmages. It was Schmitty pitching that Beatty just couldn't receive it. He couldn't receive it, and he wouldn't stick it in the glove. He couldn't hold it, and he said, we need to invest in Velcro balls and the Velcro mitt. And it was a joke. There's things behind the plate that worry me with Beatty, and I think that could be leaking over onto his bat. I'm not giving up on these guys. I'm not giving up on them. I love baseball. You could not pull me away from baseball if you tried. If you put me in prison, I promise you I'm going to find a way to watch baseball, especially LSU baseball. Whenever this team is in Omaha this year, remember this moment when you felt like burning it down. That's all I'm going to say. Brad James. Unk still calls him USL. I actually put in the tweet earlier, last night, USL, because that's what they are to me. They're not important. The YouTube kid's not playing for him anymore. That was their best player. So, we're about to call it a night, guys. I gotta go eat dinner, spend time with my kids, get ready for work in the morning. Probably not the best show tonight. I know. I tried my best. It's just a really hard thing to talk about right now with so much negativity and disappointing play. But hold on, Melly. Melly doesn't know my last name. She said, I lived through smoke. These are the glory days. Melly, I love you. I love you. The smoke days have a special place in my heart. Special place in my heart. The ones who know. But these are the glory days. Guys, you have the second coming of Skip Bertman, whether Jay wants to admit it or not, and you have the Nick Saban of college baseball in your coach's office. Trust him. We pick on Alabama fans for saying they wanted to fire Nick Saban when they had 1 year of a struggle, and it wasn't ever really a struggle. Just trust him. That's all I'm asking. Now, before we go, Again, pick to click. We'll go over the rules one more time. Before the first batter, so tomorrow's going to be a little shorter time. I'm going to try my best to get the picks out, get the post out as fast as I can. It's going to depend on my buddies for giving me the videos faster. First batter enters the batter's box. Submissions are over. They're over. Giving away a Tommy White baseball. Signed, JSA certified, Tommy White. I do have something pretty cool coming up. It may be up in that corner for SEC play. Get your pick to clicks in, share it, repost it. Again, I am buying this stuff with my money. This is not sponsored. I'm just trying to give back to a great community of LSU baseball fans and just start a cool little tradition. Whether you come do it or not, I'm going to do the pick to click every game because it's fun. Above all else, thank you. We have 46 of you in here tonight. I appreciate every single one of you being here and everyone that was here supported me tonight in the chat. I truly appreciate it. Above that, remember that God loves you and all he's going to ask for you is to love him back. Let's enjoy the baseball game tomorrow night. Let's get revenge for our Creole economics professor. And really, that's it, guys. I love y'all. Sign off. Y'all have a good night. Make sure you check out Go Deep Dive coming up next. We'll see you later. Peace.